Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and give my honest thoughts on how that project is being ran. And today, I am very excited to be checking out Harrow County, the game of Gothic Conflict, an asymmetric game by the team who brought you Mind MGMT by Jay. This has already raised $150,000 in Canadian. And I gotta say, I feel like they did a really nice job spotlighting that box. Like, that box just sets a tone that I don't feel like many other board game boxes set. And then you see the artwork right here. That being said, I still gotta knock it for not letting me know the player count, the time length, the age, the mechanisms, aside from it being an asymmetric game, which don't get me wrong, that gets me super excited. I love asymmetric games, so I do like the fact you're dropping that buzzwords. So some things I like here, some things I don't like. Fun in less than 3 hours, don't care. I can see the green bar, I know how that works. These are the places you ship to. I guess that's nice. But I definitely feel like there's probably going to be some other information that I feel like could be better conveyed on the front. Oh, here we go. It's 1 to 3, 14 plus 41 minutes. I can't read that. But that'd be a nice thing to have. As always, when you go to the video, I'm thinking three things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? And the other thing that I want to mention right here, I forgot to mention this. Mind MGMT. I feel like that's a very nice thing to spotlight, but maybe a little bit more. Because if I don't know what Mind MGMT is, I said, whatever. That doesn't mean anything at all to me. And if I do, I'm like, oh, that gets me excited. So I feel like you could potentially lure in both of them with just an extra little bit of nugget here. Mind MGMT, the blank-rated Xbox board game geek game of all time, or something like that. You know, a little bit more, because I know it is very highly rated. But let's get into the video. Hit me with that art. I like it.
Harrow County captured the witch and put her to death.
Okay, so one thing I want to immediately give them huge kudos for is the subtitles, because I always feel like subtitles are fantastic in videos, and this is the first time I've really got to point this out. I'm going to try a little game. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to try and re-say what they said, because I think the only reason I'm able to do it right now is because of the subtitles. Let's go.
Folk Harrow County
capture the witch.
Put her to death.
Put her to death.
Hester
did not die. He went to the something. Okay. See, so that's what I'm saying right here. I didn't quite hear what they were saying, so I do love the use of subtitles there. Agreed. Knowing what it is got me excited, but sell that to the people who don't. Yep, and that's, you know, there's new people in the hobby every day.
Death.
Every day.
Hester Beck did not die easily.
Ooh. Ooh, burning her.
Years later, a young girl was born out of that same tree.
Whoa.
As Emmy grew.
Okay, so I gotta say, I'm not typically the biggest fan of leading this hard into the story of the game, the theme of the game. Especially for a board game. Role-playing game's a different thing. But they really sold that. It was only 20 seconds. The artwork was absolutely spectacular throughout. The story was very intriguing. I like the premise. So now I'm a mutant tree witch girl. Okay, that's one of the characters in the game. And now I'm like, well, who the hell are the other two characters? Is the local sheriff one? Like, I'm excited to know more about this game. They have me wanting more at 20 seconds. Loving the video so far.
As Emmy grew, she felt connected to the land and its inhabitants.
Okay, okay. You know, first thing, Catan vibes, but that's just because the tiles.
Townsfolk and the haints. Harrow County, the game of Gothic conflict, is a 1 versus 1 asymmetric game where you can either play as Emmy and her protectors who are trying to rescue townsfolk and lead them to safety, or as the vile, undying family who seek to destroy Harrow County using mystical storms to obliterate everything in their path. To improve their abilities, protectors collect tokens to extend their tracks, while the family uses the same tokens as a bag-building game.
Ooh.
Combat is resolved using a unique card that's built into the game box.
That was beautiful! Like, that was just like, that was the twist! You just Shyamalan'd me there with my board game box, and I can't get enough of that. Woo!
But this isn't where our story ends. No one was prepared for another hidden faction to emerge.
Oh my gosh, that's what I thought! I thought it was 1 to 3, and I was like, oh, maybe there's 2. Nope. This is just hit after hit. I'm loving this video.
Third player can enter the fray as the witch, Hester Beck, who controls the roots of the tree, using them to infect the haints. While the other players still retain.
That's how you spotlight components right there. And just the little subtle sound effect of the whick, as it's like the snake's tail. That is insinuating the snake's tail has punctured that creature's brain, and I love that.
In control of infected haints, Hester's evil influence slowly spreads as she tries to come back to life and eat the other legends to gain back her power. Harrow County, the game of Gothic conflict from Off the Page Games, is a thematic, tactical game of territory control and enemy elimination to determine the fate of Harrow County.
Done. That's it. Like, that is a full point grade bump up for me. That video was fantastic. Absolutely. Like, that moved the needle so hard, I think. That was a fantastic video. And if this looks like it's your style game, 1 to 3 players, somewhat hefty here, 45, 90 minutes. So medium weight, 1 to 3 player asymmetric game. Now, obviously, or 2 to 3 players. That's going to have a very niche audience, but if you're that audience, I think they absolutely crushed it, because I am that audience. I feel like so. 10 out of 10. Sean agrees. Board game publisher, founded by Jay Kammi, co-designer of Belfort, In the Hall of the Mountain King, Akatori, Draw Your Own Conclusion, Junk Art, Rock, Paper Wizard, and many more. So immediately I feel more comfortable with the fact that, yes, you are going to be able to give this game to me in my hands. We'll obviously check the for created, but like the About the Creator section. Started fail faster to help game designers be better at playtesting. Woo! That's great, too. And the deeper you get into the hobby, the more that means to you. Because games that don't have playtesting are it sucks. The thing is, games that don't have a lot of playtesting, one of two things happen. Either you say, man, this game really sucks, and I can feel the fact that they didn't playtest X, Y, and Z. Or you say the opposite, you say, man, this game could have been great if they would have just playtested more, and maybe just let this thing cook in the cooker a little bit more. And I get rid of games like that all the time. And the more deeper you get into the hobby, the more it happens. So I love, anyway. Done. I'm done kissing on Jay's About Me section. So mine, MGMT, the secret missions, the psychic espionage, pretty sure this is out. That's how you spotlight that Bauer's Best right there. Or not the Bauer's Best, the Seal of Excellence. Look at that. Love that. The shut up and sit down. Woo! Look at these. I'm loving these main images right there. All right. What do we got? People got their stuff, pretty sure. Got my tracking from Let's Play Games in Australia. Will Harrow County also have the shift system? Yeah, this is great. Looks good. And I imagine we have a lot of people from MGMT here. They are building a brand right here. That's fantastic. The playtesting journey. Okay, so can you do it? Yes. Do I want it? Yes. Jalop. Ugh. Hopefully Jalop did not do their main page. I typically do not see Jalop with a lot of awesome projects, so I'm excited. My thoughts about Jalop are going to change today, potentially. Slowly. They can't completely change. Harrow County, a 1 vs. 1 asymmetric game where players try to rescue, destroy, rule, or infect Harrow County. Game designed by Jay and Shad, art by this person, 2 to 3, 14 plus, 45.90. So that's a good thing to lead off with. I just want the price now. Because do I want it? Yes. Do I want it? Can you do it? They're both done. It's just how much is it? Let's not beat around the bush. 1 vs. 1 asymmetrics with players take control of factions. Second game, with their first being the critical. I got that. Harrow County is full to the brim with in-game extras. Okay, unlocks, new ways to play, and mechanics to explore. It's brilliant. So pretty much saying there's lots and lots of extra things. Your first game is going to want to make you play that. Second game is going to make you want to play the third game. I actually like that quote a lot. It's a solid quote. First time on Kickstarter, click here. No, I don't think it's for most people, but still, nice. And it's very simple. It's probably just going to take me lower on the page or somewhere different. Let's see where it takes me. Just takes me to a PDF. Okay. Well, wait. Welcome to Kickstarter. Wow. Look at this. This is the best one I think I have ever seen. This completely floors me and overexceeds my expectations when I click on this. We did first time on Kickstarter. So you don't want to know what the hell else going on here, the stretch goals, the whatever, the who's it's. This is so clean. This is so clear. And I really hope they take this same approach. Look at that. That's a rule booklet. That's a small rule booklet right there. That is brilliant. I love this idea. Everyone steal this idea. I need to write this ideal down so I can shout it from the rooftops. Wow, that is so good. Why back Harrow County? Unique faction goals, asymmetric playstyle, cube tower built into the box, play as the dead witch, up to, whoa, what? Up to 4 players. The hits just keep on coming. I feel like it's a delicious breadcrumb chunk. Except breadcrumbs is just cake. Just here's a piece of cake. Here's a piece of cake. It just keeps getting better. Now it's up to 4 players. I'm excited. That means it's going to get my game table much more likely on game nights. Play with up to 4 players when you get the Fair Folk expansion. Fair Folk need to bargain with the other players for the location of the queen. And we are just now starting this page, and I already know that I don't just want the base game. I need to have the expansion. Because 4 players is a player count that I am definitely going to hit. And I feel like a lot of people, that's probably going to be the case. Fantastic so far. It's unique as it's the predecessor. Harrow County has it all: theme, gameplay, and design. Plus, it's loads of fun with a cube tower resolution. Not a fan of either of these. I guess the unique one. What's in the box? So $65. Wow, that's a great price. That's a solid retail price. $5 more than MSRP. With inflation, I feel like that's probably going to be the going rate for MSRP before we know it. So 65, no issues with that at all. But that being said, I don't want the retail edition. I got to have that 4-player expansion. So I don't imagine this is a particularly popular pledge level, but you addressed it. And $65 still the bottom line. I would if that was just the game, if this was just the Kickstarter project, just this game right here, I would be in. I feel like that video was so well done, and we're hitting stretch goals. Looky there, looky, and this is fantastic. This is what I always ask for. If you've hit stretch goals, add it to this section. It just makes this section pop more. You know, because now I'm like, ooh, that $65 value. It's getting better because I'm getting another card. And look, and this, oh my gosh, we're cruising towards an A+ right here. I swear, just because of all the things that I like. I can overlook the things that I don't like because of how amazing, like that's how much information. I could read this card. There's a good chunk of that card. That's something I want in the game. Legend board. That looks like a good deal of gameplay. You got the standees. That's a whole new person that's going to be doing different stuff. Amazing. This is a very, I want this $65 game. Love the artwork. We're spotlighting the artwork. Harrow County is a really intense game with a well-thought-out system and group of faction. Every class plays and fits their theme. There's so much strategy and idea behind the game, but it's simple to understand. Every game and faction setup make the experience different every single time. Now, that was a very mouthy quote, but I felt like that was a banger after banger after banger. I like that. Group of faction, every class plays and fits their themes. There's much strategy and ideas behind the game, but it's simple to understand, easy to teach kind of thing. So now we get to the deluxe version, $100. I expect that. So, and once again, I already know I want the 4-player one, so what's upgraded? Legend tokens. So now they're tokens instead of the things. Lots of wood. Play the game faster to keep things more organized with the custom-made plastic trays. Each faction has their own tray, making setup a breeze. And wow. That looks fantastic. Ahoy, Mr. Mormo. That looks so good. That looks so good. The deluxe edition all comes with a Fair Folk expansion inside the box. Oh my gosh! What? What? So this, once again, you just Shyamalan me again. This is brilliant. This Kickstarter page is brilliant to me. And I want to explain exactly why I think this is such a good idea. Because what I said, all right, $100. That's a solid price, but I know I'm going to pay more because I want the 4-player. And I super thought, oh, I'm not getting it here. And then boom, you're like, oh yeah, you get it. It's in the box. And I say, what? I was expecting to pay more. I thought there was an extra $15-20 tacked on. And so now, like, we're playing with house money here. You're going to convince me to get the satchel edition when it's only $29 more? And it literally is a satchel? Yes. Say hello to your most popular pledge level. I'm going to speculate that with that little bamboozery there of just throwing this in seemingly, it felt like it was free to me. My emotion said, that's a free thing I just got because I expected to pay more. And now I want the satchel. Then we have the satchel edition plus the signed poster. That's where you lose me. It's great. But once again, that's because I'm not an art person. And that really tells me something because I'm not an art person. I really don't like art. I could take it or leave it. But they did such a great job on the art. Then I see this. I see that. It looks so good. And this is so clean and clear. Oh, do I get everything with this? Yes, of course you get the 4-player expansion with the satchel, with the box. That's the one you want. And let's take a look at it. 199 people sitting on the fence. 27 people getting the retail. That's nice. Nice number. 52 people getting the retail edition. Deluxe packs was 564. Then the satchel, we go to 347. Really? I am shocked. I thought it would be higher. I felt like they sold that so well. Okay. I pledged satchel. I couldn't help it. Plastic trays always a point grade, but yeah, the plastic trays are so hot. Okay. That's good. I always like seeing different, like, I love when my expectations are bucked on Kickstarter because that makes me change my expectations and say, okay, it could be this, it could be that. It really depends. So what is making the big difference here to some people? It goes from a $100 game to a $130 game. It's a pretty big price jump, I guess. Friendly, because essentially it's just a bag. So essentially you're paying $30 for a bag. Okay. When I said that out loud, I said, okay, it is a cool bag, but what if the game's not, what if the game's not amazing? I want to see the bag in use, I think. But okay. I'm just trying to think out loud. Stretch goals. 65,000, we hit this. That's a banger. New protector cards, madder than a wet hen. New Hester card, Ward newspaper. I don't know what that's about. Cool. Heat press on townsfolk backer vote. Oh, that was a backer vote. Oh, so that gets me excited. That makes me want to go to the updates. I now want to go to the updates after this because I want to vote. I want to vote on a stretch goal. And metal coins. Oh, sorry. Yep. Thank you, Sean. The 66 metal coins as well. Fair folk offer. I don't feel like I had a strong opinion on the metal coins. Oh, yeah, they did look cool. They look like cool metal coins. Where were they? Yeah, they look nice. They look like nice coins. Okay, stretch goals, things, stuff, more coming soon. Solo mode, wow. 250, that's a banger. That's one everybody wants to hit. That's a massive one. That is just so massive. And it almost sucks seeing it locked there, because that's a long ways away. Let's check this one out real quick. Oh, that's 250. Is that 200? That's 250,000 Canadian. Okay. Okay, so we're not as far away. We're 40,000 bucks closer. Okay. Okay. But still, if that one's a big lingerer right there. If that one doesn't get hit, like if we're around 200,000 the last day, that's hopefully we don't get to that, because I feel like that's what a lot of people want. I feel that's kind of why they showed it there. Like, they knew it. They were like, all right, how do we deal with this? We want to let people know there's a solo mode, but we got to hit 250,000 bucks. Okay, well, we'll show some future stretch goals. We'll show them more coming soon. So this really shows you how important these companies know this solo mode is right there. The fact that we're just skipping. We're just jumping. The puzzles are very counter. In addition to stretch goals above, we have a few more rewards to unlock, but we need your help. Below, you'll see links to a puzzle. To solve it, you will need to know the rules of how to play. Fortunately, you can find many rules video and the actual rules right here on the page. What? You have to know how the rules to play your game. New legend track on the back of protectors. That looks great. I want that. Click here to try the puzzle. Interesting. So they're essentially saying, what should you do on this? Or something? That's fascinating. That is a fascinating idea. I hope that goes very well. That is so interesting. I don't think most people are going to do it because it requires you to learn the rules and really put an investment into it. So they're trying to get them to do that. And I'm so fascinated to know how this turns out. That is interesting. Upcoming schedule, live streams, whole bunch of stuff. Playthroughs, great. Harrow County is a beautiful homage to its comic book predecessor. I just need shipping. That's what I'm looking for. The asymmetric player powers feel so balanced. It truly comes to anticipating future moves and strategically outwitting your opponent. Like that. Sounds good. How to play. Showing me that. Is there a video? That's what I'd love to see. Play or watch a live game with a designer. For the overall Gothic tone, I'm done with quotes. I'm done with quotes. The genre I thought was so well traveled that I'm just done with quotes. You've already convinced me. I want the game. You remember how good the video was? That was so long ago, but that video was so good. I just need shipping. I'm just looking for that. That's the only thing that I haven't got yet. I know exactly what I want. I want the satchel bag. How much is it going to cost to ship? The challenge grows. Girl with psycho pit problems. Now I'm just scrolling. We got the video dump. More than an issue. What is this stuff? Chapter 1 is a great way to introduce people to new... so now we're specifically breaking down video by video what all is going on in the game. So this is absolutely spectacular for the very small percentage of people who really, 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 really want to get in the weeds with this Kickstarter project, who want to be emotionally invested in this. They really want to see the stretch goals, and that's fantastic. And I love the fact they have this, but I don't love the fact that it's ahead of the shipping, which is something everybody needs. And that's why I always just say, why is shipping buried at the bottom? People say it's industry standard. I say, why? Why, though? Pull the damn Band-Aid off. I'm just scrolling at this point. I would love to just know the percentage of people who are just at this point are just like, oh, hey, rule down book. That was a big one. Don't skip past that. They show 36 pages. That's a big one. That's a big one. I would expect it with a game like this, about this rule booklet. This rule booklet is split into chapters, each one teaching you more about how to play Harrow County. Each chapter introduces more gameplay elements, new characters. Okay. I like that. Making it bite-sized. Interesting. How many games do I have to play before I see everything I want? Or before I see, not everything, but a full game, if you know what I mean. If you like asymmetrical game, I'm done with quotes. The Fair Folk expansion, I want it because it's 4 players. I don't really care anything else. I just know my friend Larry can play. Reviews. Cool. Stuff, things. Reviewing how to play. Awesome. I want how to play. I want a full gameplay, and there's a whole bunch of that stuff there. I'm pretty competent on the game, on playing the game. I just need shipping. Hey, here we go. The shipping will be charged, and our pledge manager at the campaign is over to make the fulfillment process as smooth as possible. The table below provides estimated shipping rates in U.S. dollars, duties and taxes included. What about the VAT? Please note the VAT is a sales tax, so you're going to get jacked by the VAT. Most of the time you are. It's an extra $1 to do the satchel. It seems pretty reasonable. Like, I don't have an issue with that. Zone 1, oh, that's just the UK. Okay, so then it goes up to $20. Now, I'm looking at $120 or... 145. Yeah, so 120 for this, a deluxe feeling game. Looks very unique. I feel like that's a reasonable one, especially considering you want that, the one. Feels like a Kickstarter It doesn't feel like a great Kickstarter price, but it feels like a good Kickstarter price. I don't have an issue with that, especially for the type of game that it is. So FAQ, ugly, terrible, hate it. 17 questions. My question's number 16. I got to go through 16 questions to get to it. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm shouting from the rooftop. Reload from Colossal Games has, in my opinion, the best way to do an FAQ. And I see more and more people doing it. And now, I think, what the hell is it? Harrow County from MGMT has the best way to handle new Kickstarter backers. And that's what I mean by that. So just go check out Reload from Colossal Games. And that's what I'm going to start saying, because you did. You crushed it. And then 44... 6, 19. So let's see. Is this the one where we're voting? I really want to thank you very much for supporting this game in my company. I'm still a tiny company, but your support might mean I can make the full-time job soon. Thank you. We had a wonderful day, too. Yeah, what was the new taper? What was this? From scratch, and we'll show your snippets when it's done. What a cool way to welcome to gamers. So this was, so it's just thematic stuff. Okay. And this is how you vote. In the main comment section. Oh, so they're sending people the main comment section. Okay, cool. Solo mode. Here we go. That's right, we're now taking our solo mode. The only downside is it's a bit of a ways away, $250,000. We think this is achievable, though. We did 100K in our first day, and if you look at the other campaigns that have done that, they do end up over 250K, but we need help getting there. To understand why you can read the short version and the long version, I am intrigued. Let's go. We need to unlock all the extra cards we have prepared to test before we can get the solo mode, as they're part of the system we use. They're saying there's going to be a whole bunch of other components that are going to come into play, which is going to raise up the price exponentially, because we're not doing a half-butted solo mode. As we were designing the solo mode, we came up with an automata, but it needed a card for every hex on the board, and there are 37 hexes. We have made a deck of cards and fine-tuned the game, and it really is cool, but then I was trying to figure out how, if this was going to be an expansion that was to be sold separately after Kickstarter, if we could include it. Trying to include 37 more cards plus another mini board that's needed really made the retail edition of the game increase in cost. And I was trying hard to keep the price of that edition as low as possible, because once again, they're straddling that line at $65 where you say, all right, I'm going to give you the $5 extra for inflation, but we get to 70. I'm like, I don't know quite yet. Video games can pull that off, but not board games, I don't think. Maybe just yet on the MSRP. We're cheap sometimes, which is weird because we spend hundreds of dollars on stuff. That's what Shad said. I wonder if maybe I'm just cheap. If we could use the existing cards in the game somehow. Maybe just put them info needed to play sold at the bottom of each card. Well, first we'll need to count how many cards there are, or will be if we unlock them all, and that's where numbers start moving. And guess how many cards in the game there are. Go on, guess. That's right, 37 exactly. That's ridiculous. It's almost begging us to use the cards in the game as solo cards. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. Print the solo bits on the bottom of every card, and we just need to unlock them all first. You could use your input here. So that's it? Like, there's not actually extra components at all. It's just printing on the back of the cards? I'm reading. Oh, then there's a mini board. Okay. Anywho, there's lots of engagement, though. I'm excited to see what people say. Townsfolk, so people are just voting here because I thought they said the main comments, but whatever. And this is what I tell you. This is why I always say, get people engaged, and they asked people to vote on stretch goals. It's just that easy. You know, even if you don't hit the stretch goals, it still gets people engaged. It moves you up higher on the popularity chart. I love so much about this Kickstarter campaign. Then we have the comments, the people who read it and were like, okay, this is where we go. And once again, now here's the other thing about this. This does make it so there's a lot less conversation just about this, the natural chit-chat going on, because it's interweaved with the voting. So I feel like it's an interesting one just to kind of dump it here. It's kind of how I treat my YouTube shorts. Just dump them on the channel, because I've realized that people don't get... Yeah, people watching my YouTube shorts are a completely different audience from the people watching my videos, and it's just absolutely fascinating to me. So, anywho, Harrow County, the game of Gothic conflict. Let's slap a grade on this one. Do I want... Yes, that video was Nirvana. It was beautiful. Themed me for just the proper amount of time, then fantastic components, and then you had not one, but two Shyamalan twists where you convinced me of the price. You made me want the game. The 4-player Shyamalan twist of the first thing, and then the second one where it was like, oh, I'm not actually paying an extra $20 for this 4-player expansion. It's in the deluxe version of the game, which I personally thought would convince more people over to get to the satchel, but it looks like it did not. Maybe I'm wondering how many of the people that are sitting on the fence, because we do have 199 people sitting here on the fence, that makes a big difference. That really does make a big difference. If you factor in, 200 people at $100 a pop, that's a lot of money. What is that? That's $100,000, maybe? Something? Numbers? I'm brain farting now. A+, amazingly well done. Sean's going that far. A+. Yeah, I got some nitpicks here or there. The shipping at the bottom, I absolutely just hate it. But there's so many things where I was in my brain, I was like, oh, that's a half-point bump up. That's a full point bump up. That's a third of a grade point bump up because half-point bump ups don't work in grades. And yeah, I think I'm in an A+ too. I feel like this is... No, I'm going to go A. I'm going to go... Let me look at that main image one more time. Oh, I can't look at it. Sure. What the hell? No, the shipping. I'm going to go A. I'm going to go straight A on this. It was really, really, really good. But the shipping buried all the way at the bottom. No straight up how to play video, or if it was just so buried so much into all the other videos that I couldn't find it. But I'm going to go with an A on that one. I feel like that was really, really well done. Fantastic Kickstarter project. Harrow County, the game of Gothic Conflict. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade on this one. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.